You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. We have got your hot new promo. I am going to tell you everything that happens in it. I'm going to tell you the spoilers that tie to it so you will know what day next week that each of these events happens. And then we're going to show you the promo that is just come out. It's exciting stuff. We have got basically 5 big vignettes in this promo. It's a good promo. It's a good promo. They are rocking along with sweeps. I'm very impressed with it. If you haven't, please reach down though and click subscribe before we dig in. So the voiceover for this video says a familiar face, a deadly message, and a tragedy that sparks a journey back in time. The promo is titled Doug and Julie Remember Tom and Alice, but that's not the big action in the promo. So 5 big scenes. We have got in the first scene, Jada yelling at Everett. They're still at the Brady pub. She is irate. She is showing him that picture on the phone. It looks like, I don't know if she shows that to him or later in the week, and depending on how it's cut. But Jada tells a stunned Stephanie and Rafe, "This man is my ex-husband." Everett looks completely shocked. Like he's like, "I don't know this woman. I don't know what you're talking about." And she yells at him, "You are Bobby Stein." So completely different name than Stephanie knows. And she will show him that photo of them together at some time this week with her showing off the ring. I wonder if that's the same ring that was in his stuff. I don't know, because then she found that charge for the jewelry store. So I don't know which, I was wondering if it was the same ring. So spoilers for Monday, February 19th say that Jada confronts Everett and accuses him of being Bobby. And then later in the week, there's the other stuff where she's confronting him, I think, like Thursday. All right. The second big scene is Steve Johnson with Stephanie, and he hands her envelope and it's got proof. And he says, "I did some research. Now the bad news." And it looks like he's handing her a birth certificate, because you can kind of see 2 little baby footprints. They, used to put them in ink on the birth certificate in some states. And yeah, so he is not Everett Lynch. His name is, I'm assuming, Robert whatever Stein. And spoilers say this happens on Thursday, February 22nd. Steve crushes Stephanie when he shows her proof that Everett is Bobby, Jada's ex. So yeah, I think we all knew it, I'm just glad the birth certificate didn't say Nicholas Fallon. So that's something, right? The third scene is Jada, and she is in Everett's hotel room. Stephanie is there. Jada is on a tear, and she tells her, "Stephanie, run." So this happens on Friday, February 23rd. The spoilers say Jada confronts Everett about their past life together. She's going to tell him all the same stuff that she has told Rafe and Stephanie, that they were together, that they were married, that he was cheating on her, that he was lying to her, that he made this big charge to a jewelry store. Clearly, that seems like it would be the ring that he bought for Stephanie. And then he just ghosted her. He just disappeared. So clearly he was Everett to Stephanie at the exact same time that he was Bobby to Jada. And that's a lot to answer for, but the guy legitimately looks like he's not just lying that he doesn't know. Of course, they never know. Maybe he is simply a sociopath who was playing them both. I'm kind of excited enough. I like him enough. I like the storyline enough to keep watching this. All right. The fourth scene is Ava Vitali with Rafe Hernandez. And we see that bad, dirty lady cop who is clearly working for Cyrus. She has got Wendy and Tripp locked away in this sketchy bare concrete room with this threadbare little blanket. They got some cheap B-roll of some old factory. It looks like something from Gotham, from Batman, Anyway. So they are definitely kidnapped. Cyrus is definitely Clyde is definitely to blame. We've got two villains that both start with C, and both are silver foxes on 2 different soaps. So if I misspeak, I apologize. Clyde, not Cyrus. Cyrus is over on General Hospital. Ava tells Rafe, "My son is missing and I know Clyde has him." Spoilers from Monday the 19th have Kayla noticing Tripp did not show up for his shift at the hospital. Then on Thursday the 22nd, it says Wendy and Tripp are kidnapped. So we're going to see them in that room. But I mean, they were actually kidnapped on Friday the 16th. But okay, that's fine. A week later, they're kidnapped. Also on Thursday the 22nd, Ava confesses to Rafe about her secret deal with Harris. And I think she is going to have to tell him about everything to get him to believe her about Clyde and Tripp. I think Ava's just going to break down and just say, look, Clyde made me do it. He threatened my son. And lo and behold, you guys are raiding all his stuff and he has taken my son. She doesn't want to be in this position and she's stuck here. And Harris, of course, can't verify any of this because he remains comatose after that shooting. So I just wonder if Rafe is going to believe her or if, he's not exactly a great cop. I mean, the guy's not Sherlock. All right, the fifth scene. So we have Doug and Julie and some friends at the Horton house. We've got some new flashbacks of Tom and Alice. So Doug and Julie are in a scene in the living room of the house. It's burned. The sofa is burned through. That armchair that Doug always sits in is pretty much intact. They did not burn it down to ash, but they did some pretty significant fire damage. And Julie says in this voiceover, the Horton family history begins with my grandparents. So I think she's actually talking to Leo in that because there's a spoiler for Wednesday, the 21st, where Leo asks Julie questions about the first family of Salem. So they hired 2 new actors to play Alice and Tom Horton, and they have filmed new scenes of them back in the past. You will see these in the promo I'm about to show you in just a minute. And Tom says, I love you, Alice Horton. And Alice says, I love you, Tom Horton. And then back into the present, we have Doug crooning to Julie, I'll be loving you. And she joins in as they sing Always, the last line. And then she cuddles him as he sits in his armchair in the disheveled and crispy living room of the Horton house. This happens on Wednesday, February 21st, because Doug and Julie and John and Marlena and Roman and Kate and Thomas DeMera are at the Horton house. No word on Charlotte DeMera's whereabouts during these scenes. We've got John and Thomas in a separate scene off poking around some stuff. Looks like they might be upstairs. And the picnics of the Hortons in that brand new flashback of history are also on Wednesday, the 21st. All right, I'm about to show you this promo. If you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and be sure and come back because we are here talking days, 7 days a week. Definitely drop your comments. Buckle up. Here is that brand new Days of Our Lives promo.
This man is my ex-husband. You are Bobby Stein.
A familiar face.
I did some research. Now the bad news.
Stephanie, run.
A deadly message.
My son is missing, and I know Clyde has him.
And a tragedy that sparks a journey back in time.
The Horton family history begins with my grandparents.
I love you, Alice Horton.
I love you, Tom Horton.
I'll be loving you always.